Welcome to Anchored at Harbor Park CrossFit, a show dedicated to helping you find enrichment for the other 23 hours of your day outside of the gym. Here's your hosts, Jason, Dave, and Corian.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Anchored at Harbor Park, episode 61. I'm Coach Jason.
I'm Coach Dave.
Coach Corian.
And today we are going to talk about training with purpose. But before we get into that, what's our icebreaker?
I have it. So if you had 1 extra hour of free time a day, how would you use it?
Probably sleep. In my current life.
Absolutely reading. I have very limited time to read, both personal and professional books, so I would love to sit outside and read more.
Probably the same. Just more enjoying the days.
Watching the birds or the doves on it.
Yeah, back to nature. Maybe be outside.
Kinda. Yeah.
Still sleep. Hasn't changed.
All right. What are we talking about today, guys?
Training.
Woo.
And the reason we're training, which could be different for everyone. You know, the reason why you train is different from the reason why I train. It's different from the reason that Dave trains. Similar, of course, but, you know, we all have our own objectives and goals and purposes. So we're going to kind of talk about that so anyone who's listening can kind of figure out, you know, because once you understand what you're training for, it helps you on your day-to-day journey put things into perspective better.
Helps you set your goals, helps you to navigate what actionable steps you need to take, rest days, recovery days, or go hard days. One of my favorite things still is Ben Bergeron that really had a heart-to-heart on his podcast about training versus competing, and I've been trying to push that more with people is we have to remember that every day we come in here, we're training. We're not competing, guys. I know we've said that before on our podcast, and we'll say it again. Like, every day is not about getting the highest number, getting a PR, or beating, you know, the friend next to you. It's about training and doing better for the long run.
Mm-hmm. That's not to say you can't compete or you shouldn't be competing or anything. That's just saying for the majority of your days in the gym, your focus is on improving and not getting the best score.
If you're more often than not sacrificing form, whether that's lifting form, breathing form, or shortening reps, like not going through full range of motions because you're just moving so fast, that's because you're competing and you're thinking about trying to get done too fast. So we want to train, and training is proper movements, solid movements, maybe some days having the weight a little bit lighter so you can perfect that form so that when we compete, you're going to be at a lot higher spot.
So we kind of just talked about your intention on a daily basis when you're training. So kind of break that down for us, Corian. Like when you come in here, it's Monday. Like, what are you thinking about when it comes to your objectives?
Yeah, absolutely. So my objectives, especially on Mondays, is shake off the weekend. Usually, you know, I've worked out with the group on Saturday. I've coached all weekend or worked from home. So being able to kind of just shake things off and get the week started off right is my main objective. And so getting in here and just getting moving. I don't always think that Mondays are going to be my strongest workouts after the weekend because Dave and I do, you know, indulge in adult beverages on the weekend. So I know Monday's always hard for me. But I'm like, if I can just get that kind of knocked out of the way, the rest of the week's going to feel really good. So my main objective, like I just come in here like, what can I learn today?
Mm-hmm. So. For me, I've had a super busy, stressful month. The whole month of May was nonstop. I haven't been able to train much. So, yeah, for me, my main objective every time I can train is just to kind of move and sweat. It's not even, you know, to lift heavy or to beat a personal best or anything. It's just to kind of move and stay active. And now that kind of ebbs and flows for me during the year. My schedule kind of slows down for a few months, so I'll get back into it slowly, though. But like for this week, my mindset coming into to my training days is just to be active and don't stress about the numbers or what I'm lifting or my times or anything. It's kind of just to ease back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love setting like weekly intentions and then daily intentions. And my daily intentions revolve around my whole life. So it's not just like what I'm doing for my workout, but like how am I getting my work done? How am I interacting with other, members at the gym? How am I interacting with other businesses? All of that stuff. So I love setting daily intentions. They just kind of all go together. And sometimes I'll forget what I wrote was my daily intention because I do write them down when I wake up. And then I'll go back and I'll look at it. I'm like, oh yeah, I did do that all day. And these are how I kind of live that intention, even if I like forgot what it was.
My goal is just to get in and move and be fit. I don't really look at it as like, oh, I got to get a certain time or anything, got to lift so much weight. I used to care about that a lot and like try to post scores and all that, but then I just realized that what do I want to get out of training?
Yeah.
And I just want to be healthier and move. So that's my goal.
Every day you're doing it, you're being healthier. And I dragged him into my training today. So that was fun. We got to work out together, which we don't often get to do. And I was pretty excited. So then for us, my intention was just like move with you and like have fun with it because we don't get to do that very often. So I didn't want to be like, how much faster could I go or how much more could I lift? Like I just want to have fun with you for that hour.
Right. I know when you asked me about my wall ball and I was like, you were like, you're doing the same weight as me. You were doing 20, I was doing 20. And I was like, yep. Because my goal wasn't, and I was supposed to go heavier on that deadlift for that workout, but I was like, that's not my goal. My goal is just to move, and I knew my body. I knew that the deadlift was going to hurt.
And my goal's different, so it was okay.
And so then we kind of help you guys with that, as you've seen over the past couple of months, our different workout tracks. We have the performance, fitness, and now the wellness tracks. And those are kind of just pre-made workouts for whatever your intentions are.
Yeah, and I think that it's hard to understand intentions in the beginning. If you're someone who's not used to setting intentions or training objectives, like it takes time. I'm going to promise you when I first started CrossFit and started fitness, I had no idea about this. These intentions I started in the last 6-8 months, but like training with a purpose has probably been in the last year or two, and I've been doing CrossFit for almost 5 years. So like this is not something that we know is easy. It is different to look at it that way than I think traditional people who just see numbers and very statistical. And so like you said, we kind of help you with that by Blair writing today's goals or Jason writing them, and then us doing these other tracks of wellness, fitness, and performance.
So going back to those tracks, so like we have the performance, and that's for anyone who is already pretty stinking good at CrossFit, and they want to take it to the next level. So you're going to see higher skill, higher weights. You don't have to do that every single day, but if you're feeling good and you want to push yourself, it's a good day to bump it up to the performance track. If your goal is, to get in the best shape as possible, but like your ambition is not to be super competitive or anything like that, then you just do the fitness and push yourself as hard as you can. A good example of kind of slowing down, like we've been talking about, is the rope climb example, where if we have a workout that has 5 rope climbs and you aren't great at them, ask yourself beforehand, what is my intention here? Is it to finish this workout as fast as possible or work on improving my rope climb technique? If your goal is to improve your workout or your rope climb technique, you might go slower in that workout, get a worse time. That's fine because you improved your rope climb. Next time we have rope climbs in a workout, you'll probably do better because you slow down in this one.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue that people have is this idea that less is more. We don't think that way. We don't think that way with our training. We don't think that way with our nutrition. We don't think that way with our business and how we work and productivity. But I'll say it again, guys, less is more. So, for an example, on Saturday when I was training with Blair in the group, he had legless rope climbs, 10 of them, and they were supposed to be every 20 to 30 seconds. He told the group, if you need longer than that to recover, take longer than that. And I said, well, I know I won't be able to maintain 10 legless rope climbs, which is better, again, with my intent of being better at rope climbs. Should I stay legless and just go as high as I can each round? Should I go legless as far as I can and then loop my feet? Should I do less reps? And we had different talks about that. And my goal is by the 5th one, I would go as high as I could, and then I would finish with using my legs. And that is going to carry over my training way more than if I just powered through it or, let my form slip or started doing weird things to get through the movement. So.
And then we have our newest track, which is the wellness, and that's for anyone who doesn't really care about CrossFit per se, the sport of CrossFit. They're just here to be healthy and gain healthy range of motion and be able to chase maybe their grandkids around and stay healthy, and they just want to move. It's going to be a little bit less on the weights. It's going to be less technique, less skill. Just focus on quality movement and improving our general health.
I think some people, when it comes to scaling or the tracks, they get a little confused. And I get the question quite a bit when I coach is maybe doing a mixture of some of the tracks. You can either do, some people are like, well, can I mix and match those? Can I do the performance on or the fitness on this, but then maybe I go down to the wellness on this? Or like today was a perfect example. We had the box step-up overs and then the overhead mixed rack lunges. Some people are like, well, I want to do the heavier weight, the RX weight for the step overs, but for the overhead, I know I can't do that. Can I bring the weights down? And yeah, that's perfectly fine. I think that's, kind of pushing yourself and understanding your body as well. So I like that people are able to do that.
Yeah, I try to tell people all the time, like, if it's a running cardio one, wellness is my jam. And I'm okay with that because I'm okay with where my cardio is at in my training. So it doesn't bother me to split things up differently. It doesn't bother me to go down less than that because I know that for me, my goal is then to maintain like better cardio throughout. And I just don't have the higher volume cardio. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but I don't want anybody to think that the wellness track is any less, you're less of a person for doing the wellness track.
No, it's just a different intention. And that is what I'm trying to say. Like, so think of that 222. I had no desire to run 2 miles straight. Did I still do 2 miles because we broke it up? Absolutely. But my intention was to maintain then my runs, not beat myself up for doing a 2 mile run that's slower and then I wasn't going to feel comfortable with and my hamstrings were going to be shot. But I wanted to know what could I maintain.
And we should probably clarify too, just because, something might be broken up in technically an easier way.